right, Deebo Samuel's brother weighed in on the All-Pro wide receiver's contract negotiations with the 49ers, writing on Facebook, quote, "Don't worry, we asking for a trade." Shannon, what would you give up to get Deebo?
I'll probably give him a late first rounder. I'm not giving up the package, Skip. I'm not, maybe late first, second rounder, but I'm not giving up the package like Devontae Adams because I haven't seen the production over a long enough period of time.
What about the Tyreek package?
No.
Did you see what Miami gave? A first, a second, a fourth? Well, the fourth, there's a fourth and a sixth next year.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have to pay him $30 million.
No, I'm not giving up that, Skip, because I haven't seen the production. I saw what Deebo was this year, and this was great. But the question is, are you going to be able to use Deebo like they used him in San Francisco? Do you have that kind of vision of how you're going to use Deebo? Because if you're not, what are you actually paying for, Skip? I mean, why would I buy a race car if I can't drive it?
So I tweeted at Jerry Jones last night, why not give up your later first-round pick, which is 24th overall, and you got 3/5, so give him maybe 2 of the 3/5.
Right.
Would they take that? Because I'd take him.
Right.
I'm a bigger fan of Deebo than you are. I think he's a life changer.
He is, but Skip, do you believe you guys know how to use him like Kyle Shanahan used him?
I don't think Kellen Moore's a fool, but sometimes I wonder. I mean, it's Jimmy G throwing to him as opposed to Dak, right?
Jimmy G beat Dak.
He did beat Dak, and I'm not sure that Dak's any better than Jimmy G.
Okay.
But I think that Deebo would change life in Dallas. So I'm saying if you could get him, you should go get him. The problem is they're paying Dak all the money. So Jerry would say, well, I don't have $30 million a year because he got 4 years for $120 million.
And then, Skip, plus the fact is you like to develop through the draft. Well, if you give up your draft picks, you're not going to be able to, build through the draft.
Okay.
You're not going to have no building blocks.
That's always your out on my Cowboys, but maybe they should be in for once on let's go get somebody for real.
Okay. You like Deebo, huh?
Excellent job, as always, gentlemen. But we're out of time. That's it for us today. Stick around, though, everybody. You've got the herd coming up next. Apology for his portrayal in the HBO series Winning Time. In a letter to the network and show producer Adam McKay, West's lawyers claim Winning Time falsely and cruelly portrays Mr. West as an out-of-control, intoxicated rageaholic. Contrary to the baseless portrayal in the HBO series, Jerry had nothing but love and harmony with the Lakers organization. Skip, let's start with you on this one. What's your reaction?
Shannon Sharp. I was so glad that the great Jerry West finally decided I've got to take a stand against this. And please understand, before I proceed, I'm a huge Adam McKay fan. Anchorman, Talladega, The Big Short, Don't Look Up. He's genius. But this wasn't genius.
Right.
And it has been appalling to me that Adam McKay signed off on this completely over-the-top and out-of-bounds characterization of a Jerry West that I was around a lot, and I didn't see any of this.
Yeah, but Skip, those guys, the movies that you mentioned, those are fictional characters. This is a real human being.
He's still alive.
Yes.
And he's still the logo. We could debate whether he should still be the logo because I'd be fine if we went another direction.
Right.
But he's still alive, and he's talking about the hardships that he and his family have suffered over this characterization and portrayal by Jason Clarke, who's gone into, like, it's almost like cartoonish mode, right? And I think I watched 2 episodes of this, and I was excited about Winning Time because I lived through it.
Right.
But I watched 2 episodes, and I must tell you, I'm gone. I'm out. Because of the Jerry West portrayal.
Yes.
The rest of it I was fine with, but my problem is I was around Jerry West and I was around Dr. Buss.
Right.
And I knew Pat Riley and talked to him a good bit, and I knew Magic and interviewed him on many occasions.
Right.
And I experienced, so it's hard for me to watch a fictional portrayal because it comes across like fiction that's not even based on fact anymore.
Right.
And I know so many people who know Jerry West so well, who hold him in the highest of esteem.
Right.
Now, he could get moody and he could sulk and get down on himself. But listen, even though it is true that originally he didn't want Magic because he loved Sidney Moncrief, but he did come around to it, and he didn't throw fits and tantrums and break things over it.
So he didn't throw the trophy or the clock that they had in the movie?
No, he did not, because he didn't even have a window in his office to throw it through. And then the other point is, all the genius moves that he made, he went and got Shaq, and he drafted Kobe.
Right.
He was the one who saw Kobe before anybody else
Yes.
did. And in the end, he was highly responsible for 10 championships.
Right.
And you did that to him?
Right.
It's inconceivable to me. And even Kareem, a lot of the ex-players
Right.
are now standing up for Jerry.
Right.
Said you turned him into a Wile E. Coyote cartoon character,
They did.
right? Well, you did. And the great Bob Ryan of the Boston Globe days that I used to know so well, he said this was borderline criminal. And I would agree. But Jerry West has got money. He's made his money. And
Right.
he's not going to sue for money. He just wants...
What's a good reputation back?
He wants his reputation back. He wants them to have to stand up and say, you know what, we got this wrong.
Right.
He wants a retraction, and ultimately, he wants an apology. And this man is owed an apology, if anybody is right now in the world of sports.
Skip, I understand why he would be upset, because what they're portraying him is nothing like he's saying what I was and nothing like what we know him to be currently. So I'm like, damn, I didn't know Jerry West drank like that. I didn't know he did. Why am I just not hearing this? Well, you're hearing it because it didn't happen. It wasn't like this. And then, Skip, I watched it the first time. I'm like, well, damn, the way y'all portraying Magic, when did he have time to play basketball? Because it seemed like he was doing all this other stuff and he wasn't playing ball. Him and Dr. Puss was like best boys. And I know they had a great relationship, but I'm like, well, damn. And even Kareem expressed disappointment, as you mentioned, Skip, like, come on, this ain't nothing. You can't just get somebody and put them in makeup and the costume and call it and say that's us.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why this man is disappointed, Skip, because the only thing this man has now is his name, is his reputation, and they're tarnishing it. They're tarnishing this man's reputation, and people that don't know Jerry West actually, that's what it was like. That's what Showtime Lakers was about. Jerry West was really like that. Skip, if you don't know the man, you just basically, base it on and I understand, Skip, when you do a television show or you do a movie, there's going to be some dramatization. That's just the way it is.
Sure.
But they went over the top with this one, Skip, now. Come on now.
Creative license will run amok. Right?
Yeah. I mean, at some point in time, say, you know what? Nah, I think we're going too far here. This might be a bridge too far here. Let's tailor it back a little bit. I don't think we're going to lose any of the viewers. But Skip, this was too much for me. Like I said, I watched the first episode, started watching, like, nah, I'm done. I can't do this.
I am with you. Even the portrayal of Magic, again, it's the best you can do without being Magic, but he's still with us.
Right.
Like we know him.
Right.
We see him still. Right. I saw him at the mall the other day. Like he's alive and well.
He is.
And it's hard to bring that guy to life because...
But he actually has a documentary that's coming out on Apple TV.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And maybe significantly no coincidence, right?
It's very different. Because I remember he said, are you going to watch? He said, no, I'm not going to watch the one that's on HBO. I'm going to watch the one that I have, the documentary about my life coming out on, I think Apple TV is what it's coming out on, Skip. But, yeah, I just hate that they did it like this. This is...
Yeah. And yet I talked to some of our younger coworkers here, and they're all into it because they didn't know anything about it. So this is all new to them.
Right.
Wow. Well, it's not right. Okay, just take it as pure fiction. That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm with Mr. West on this one.
Yeah.
Somebody got to give me an apology.
Thank you.
Somebody got to give me something.
Yes, sir.
Or some money.
And gentlemen, West's legal team wants it within 2 weeks. We'll see how this one plays out. Certainly a guy on the NBA logo deserves better. All right, still to come today, is Deebo Samuel on his way out of San Francisco?
Ooh.
Skip and Shannon debate that. Tracy McGrady was on Shannon's Club Shay Shay podcast, and he says KD and Kyrie, skill-wise, are far superior to both the duos of LeBron and D-Wade, as well as MJ and Pippen. Afterward, both D-Wade and LeBron agreed on social media. LeBron tweeted, quote, I see no lie told. They are two of the most skilled players of all time. I can't wait to get both of your takes on this one. This hits hard at some of your favorites. Shannon, let's start with you. Do you agree?
I do. But Skip, I think sometimes skill and being better, they're different things, Skip. I believe Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are more skilled at the quarterback position than Tom Brady. That doesn't necessarily mean...
I don't, but go ahead.
Because Tom Brady cannot throw the ball outside of the pocket.